Miss Day, if you're nasty, what's up?
Gotta put that plug out there.
Talking about like money and credit for me and my ex-husband was not a thing for real up until probably like maybe 3 years ago. Okay. And we were together for almost 10. So it's like, once I started my credit repair business, I'm like, all right, my credit popping out, and then his ain't. And it's like, we got to get it together.
Right.
But it's so uncomfortable for us to talk about.
Yeah. Right.
Like, it's so uncomfortable.
Why do you think that is? Is it ego?
I think people think your credit score or like how much money you got is a direct reflection of you as a person. Mm-hmm. And I know as black people, we don't want to be broke. Mm-hmm. We don't want people to think we broke. We don't want to look broke. Like, we don't want to feel broke. So it's like, if you walking around with a 500 credit score, I'm not telling you my credit score only 500. Like, a lot of it is just perception, but it's like we were talking about earlier.
It's a good way to get rid of somebody.
First 30 clients making 6 and 7 figures a year. Like, they wasn't broke, but their credit scores was broke. So it's like, we really got to get out of that mindset that like our credit is a direct reflection of our financial status or like who we are as a person.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
But I tell people like, hey girl, I blew 30K quick. Mm-hmm. Like, credit score ain't go nowhere. I tell people that because I get people, especially now since I'm still doing my intake consultations, that they'll get on my line like, Irene, my credit score is so bad. And it's like, that's cool, but did you spend $30,000 trying to fix it and it was still bad? Like, because that's my story. Okay. And I'm pretty sure your story ain't worse than my story.
Right.
So I'm very transparent about my credit journey, how I got here today, and we need to hear these stories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
need it.
Representation is everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seeing people that were in our situations or seeing people deal with similar problems and then seeing them overcome those problems. Like, we need to see that in all aspects of life, like not just credit wise, not just financially, but like personally, professionally. We need to see that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm a huge advocate of telling my story and just letting people know, all right, credit might be shit right now, but if you do what you need to do, we can overcome that.
Okay. Do you? I'm sorry. Let's switch it just a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk business.
Okay.
Let's talk business credit.
Okay.
So as a up and coming entrepreneur, like, how do you develop that business credit?
First of all, you want to make sure that your business is a business on paper.
Okay.
I think a lot of us Black people, we are just magical. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can make sugar out of shit.
Yeah.
Put some sprinkles on and make it look real good. But when it comes to like call it chitlins, you funny. But when it comes to like the back end stuff, like really running our businesses like businesses, really getting our businesses structured like businesses, we fail at that tremendously. And that's a huge part of starting your business credit profile. It's just making sure that your business is actually registered as a business with the Secretary of State, making sure you have an EIN number with the IRS, making sure you have a business bank account, making sure you have a website. And y'all would be surprised, like, this little stuff, like, I've seen people actually be denied business credit because they had a business, had a website, had a business bank account, but then they had an @Gmail address.
Okay.
It's like, you have to consistently across the board look like a business. I don't care if you got 2 clients or 200 clients. Like,
so give us the steps again. What do we need to do?
You need to register your business as an actual business entity with the Secretary of State.
Okay.
You need to get an EIN number.
Okay.
You need to have a business bank account.
Okay.
Like, you have to bank like a business.
Got you.
What else?
Website.
And it don't matter if it's brick and mortar, if it's service based, you need a website.
Got you.
You need to have a professional email address.
Okay.
No,
not
TT. No at Gmail. No at Yahoo. No.
Ymail.
Yeah, none of that. Like, it's $5 a month. I'm pretty sure that's half of a Chipotle bowl. Like, get you a professional email address.
Yeah. And what does a professional email address look like?
A professional email address. So my website, hannahfinancial.com, all of my email addresses, like my personal email address is Irene@hannahfinancial.com. My customer service team, contact us at hannahfinancial.com. Everything uses my website domain.
So what if that domain isn't available though?
You can get it in a bunch of different variations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good stuff. I love it. That's good. We were talking about, Cam asked a question about relationships and credit and how important is it Do you counsel and coach more married couples, or do they come in by themselves?
So as a business owner, I think it's very important to know who your client is. When you try to sell to everybody, you sell to no one. Okay. So my niche client is a millennial, somebody around my age. Sometimes they're married, sometimes they're not, who are serious about going through the home buying process. Like, that's my ideal client.
Okay.
I do get some married couples, and they'll sign up together. But usually, I think I want to say I probably have more single people trying to get into houses than married people.
Okay.
But usually when I do have the couples, it's always funny because I'm always on speakerphone or on three-way. And I'm like, I didn't even know people still use three-way. But we on speakerphone or we on three-way, and husband ain't got no questions. Husband don't ever have questions. Husband just want to know how much she said it was going to be. That's all husband want to know. Right. But wife, girl, hold on. I got these questions. I wrote them down at work. They in my purse. Let me go. So, but I like that. Like, and it just shows the different dynamics in relationships. Like, being single is cool, but having somebody to be a partner with is even better. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I do both. I don't discriminate.
We went to the Money Experience tour a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Ward 7.
Yeah, in
Shout
Ward
out
7.
to Bashir.
Yeah, and it was really amazing how they broke down how much we spend in rent for someone else's property. And people think it's so hard to get into their own homes or to buy their own homes. And tell us how easy it is.
The biggest battle with home ownership, especially with us, is that we just don't want to do the pre-work. Like, I'm a huge believer of anything worth having is worth working for. Like, you got to work for it. It's easy to go rent a house. You know what I'm saying? Let me pay my deposit, pay my first month's rent. But like, all of the things you have to do pre-home ownership, like, you got to make sure your paperwork is in order. You got to make sure your bank accounts is in order. We just don't want to do that work. And I think that's where, I'm not going to say a huge part, because it's a lot of other stuff going on, like redlining, all that type of stuff. Not knowing about the home ignorance. But a lot of it is just, we don't want to do the work. And it's like,
I think because it puts a mirror to you. Like,
people not being called out on their own shit.
Right. You start seeing like, dang, I'm really been messing up. And starting at home buying process is just, it gives you, no, it makes me nervous, because I tried it at first. I was like, let me see what using my VA loan, even though that's a pretty decent loan.
It's a great loan.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I want to use it. But then I'm like, wait, I know I'm not ready. But I know with Hannah Financial.
Yes. And then that's another thing. So when you get started with us, we ask you, like, what are your credit goals? So if you are somebody that's like, oh, I just want to have a better credit score, I don't even take you as a client, because you're not going to do the work on your end to make sure you are getting these credit score increases while we're getting these deletions.
Right. Put it all on you.
Example, one of my clients, she literally had no positive credit in her credit profile. Like, whole credit profile was just collection accounts. I told her, like, look, you need to get 2 secure credit cards and you need to get a self-lender account. Oh, I got to put money on them. Yeah, you do. Because you don't have anything in your credit profile. So we got all 17 collection accounts removed, and she went to the dealership to go get a car, and they ran her credit, and it was like, you don't have a credit score. Why don't you have a credit score? Because you came to Hannah Financial. We did what we were supposed to do. Like, we got you 100% deletion rate is phenomenal. So I'm like, oh, I just did her monthly update. We got these collections removed, and she on the phone with customer service cussing them out because, why don't I got a credit score? Because you didn't do what you needed to do on your end to help the credit repair process. So people that don't have clear, concise credit goals when they sign up for my program, I don't even take you as a client, because you're not going to do the additional work on your end to make sure that you get the max amount of value out the program.
I want to be a client.
I already said
I got
that.
goals.
You after me. You after me.
You got a line already in the studio.
You after me.
So we're coming.
As a couple.
Listen,
No three-way calling.
I got y'all.
Not at all.
I got y'all.
They're gonna be like, you make house calls?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Listen,
Give it to a group. It's serious. Credit is serious, and it's
sure.
it's the way of the
You
world.
said you see a lot more millennials.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
here you
That's
go,
a good thing.
Cam.
Because
that's what I want
because we get a bad rep.
We do.
We get a bad rep that we don't know what to do with our money.
We got the weight of the world on our shoulders.
Exactly,
right?
because everything's about the millennials. So
Everything.
Listen, I got one question.
What's
though.
up?
We talked about credit. We
Right.
talked about business credit.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we do to help improve our financial standing as a people? I mean, how do we invest our money wisely? Because there's all kind of things out here. You got Acorn, you got Stash, you've got these companies that's promoting how to become a stockbroker. You don't have no information or knowledge about this stuff, but they want to train you. So what would you recommend for someone to start building wealth?
I am a firm believer of people being like a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Really?
I am a master of credit.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell you about investing.
Okay.
None of that. I'm getting into real estate. I got my real estate license in March.
man, she all over the place.
Let me tell you, I got a bad habit of like seeing stuff and getting excited about it, and then be like, let me do it.
I like that. We all do that.
I took my real estate classes in December, and I don't want to sell no damn houses. That's not what I wanted to. That's not what I want to do. So I just have a license for no reason whatsoever.
But you got it though.
Yeah.
And you trust the process. You went through it. And,
I did.
Yeah.
And
helps
then
you understand the game, though, too.
Purchasing a house.
I know what they taught us in real estate school.
Okay.
So would you be more inclined now to buy a commercial property, house your business in it, and simultaneously rent out the other parts of it?
Yes.
Hold your thought.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
We got to take a break.
Okay.
We're going to come back. You listen to the Drip Podcast.
We on break.
It's the smoked turkey ribs. It's the sauce. It's the service. Triple S, Smoky Sweet Soul. Are you looking for a quick bite to eat for lunch? Or maybe someone to provide food for your next get-together or meeting? Why don't you try Smoky Sweet Soul? Our award-winning cuisine is certain to hit the mark. Call us at 216-338-0518 for catering or to schedule the food truck to come to your job or special event. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or at www.smokysweetsoul.com. That's SMOKYSWEETSOUL. Everybody loves it. Smoky Sweet Soul. Come hungry, leave happy.
You're listening to the Drip Podcast with Nick and Mars. Keep it locked.
Hey, everybody. We're back with the Drip Podcast.
On the mountaintop.
Yeah. Hello. So,
Y'all so corny.
do you remember
The
what was
question.
the
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here?
Give it to me one more
So
time.
the-
Can we turn it down?
We've talked about credit personally. We talked about credit as a business. What do we do now to be able to build from, say, for example, other ways? And I gave you the example of you just got your real estate license, right? With your real estate license, what do? Buy a commercial property, house your business in it, rent out the other properties. Would you use your real estate license for that? Or
I would get a realtor just because I don't want to sell houses. But as a just knowing how like money works, real estate works, like 90% of the richest people in the world are rich from real estate. Mm-hmm. I'm buying everything. Okay. Commercial property for sure. But I really want to just buy up the block, especially with
Dope stuff.
especially with like the opportunity zones. Like if you buy houses or if you invest in the Glenville community, for instance,
Most definitely.
long-term resident, you know what I'm saying? Like I just moved downtown Saturday. So, but it's crazy just seeing how the areas that we live in have been like stereotypes, like war zones and everything. But now we got opportunity zones. Y'all can come and invest in these neighborhoods and pay little to no taxes on the capital gains that y'all are making from investing in these neighborhoods now are